Hi, this is Dr. Dorenzo. I'd like to welcome you back to the Marriage and Relationship Tune-Up. This is section 3. We're going to talk about getting to know your personality and your partner's personality. So we're going to focus on yours as well as your partner's and figure out what that means together. Okay, how do we function? How can we improve? Earlier in the course, I talked about the Myers-Briggs. I typically like to use the Keirsey profile, temperament profile, rather than the Myers-Briggs. It's a little shorter, and to me, it helps us understand better in a more efficient way about our personality as well as our partners and how we interact together. So that's what we're going to do in this section, and you will need internet access, of course, to take this course, but you'll also, in this course, I'm actually going to be having you log on to another internet site to take the Keirsey profile and then come back to the test, but that'll make more sense soon. So, again, the Keirsey temperament and character test. Understanding your profile and your partner's profile provides you with a greater awareness about your needs and perceptions as well as your partner's. The Keirsey temperament and character test is comprised of 70 questions for each of you to complete. Please click the link on the next slide to access the test. Once you've completed the test, your 4-letter profile will be mailed to you, and it'll be emailed to you immediately. And once you have your 4-letter profile, find your partner, find your profile name from the list I have provided in the next slides. So you're going to get a 4-letter profile just like what the Myers-Briggs, and it's very comparable, but we're going to describe it differently with the Keirsey, because the Keirsey really ignores the extroversion and introversion scale, suggesting that an introvert or an extrovert could have any of the other 3 letters, which certainly makes sense. But really, that the introversion and extroversion are not really germane to the other character traits. So that's why I use the Keirsey test. So what I want you to do, you're going to pause from the video and you're going to go to this link, and you will each take this test separately. You may have to close down your browser in order for you both to do it. So it'll both allow you to do it individually. So it won't keep sending the same profile based on whoever does it first. So again, you may have to close out your browser, but I want each of you to, once you complete the test, write down what your 4-letter profile is, and then save it for the next section, or the second part of this section. Alright, so after you have your 4-letter profile, I want you to find the description of your temperament on the following slides. Discuss with your partner what some of the benefits and challenges you each face given your profile in your relationship. There is a great deal of information online that you should explore if you are more interested in understanding how these personality types interact. And there is a plethora of information on the Keirsey website that'll give you even more information if you're interested in how your profile interacts with other people at work and other relationships and in the world. Really some fascinating information. So the 4 temperaments. Dr. David Keirsey, a psychologist specializing in personality typing, created a theory of temperament associated with each type. He has identified 16 personality profiles separated by 4 distinct categories. The titles used here for the temperament types and the individual personality types listed within each temperament are Keirsey's own descriptions. So the SJs, okay, the sensing judgers, these are the guardians. Keirsey describes the SJ group's primary objective as security seeking. The SJ grouping includes these types. So the ESTJ, those are the supervisors. The ISTJ, the inspectors. The ESFJ, the providers. The ISFJ, the protectors. Okay. The SPs, the artisans. Okay. only about 6%, I think it was like 6 to 9% of the population makes up the artisans. But the SP group's primary objective is sensation seeking. The SP grouping includes these types: the ESTP, the ISTP, the ESFP, and the ISFP. So the promoters, the crafters, the performers, and the composers. And these are the sensing and perceiving types. And then we have the NTs, the rationals. So another unusual group. Keirsey describes the NT group's primarily objective as knowledge seeking. The NT group includes the following types, and these are the intuitive thinkers. So the ENTJ, the field marshals, INTJ, the masterminds, ENTP, the inventors, and INTP, the architects. And then the NFs. So these are the intuitive feelers, the idealists. Keirsey describes the NF group's primary objective as identity seeking. The NF grouping includes these types: ENFJ, the teachers; INFJ, the counselors; ENFP, the champions; and INFP, the healers. So, we're going to talk about money and marriage in the next section, but before then, I do want you to spend some time in discussing your different temperament and the profile type and what that means for each other. Maybe the difficulties that you've faced, as well as maybe the benefits of having the different personalities and how it balances out the relationship. And maybe you guys have a lot of similarities that certainly help a great deal, but I want you to spend some time discussing and also maybe talk about how those relationships interact with other people